Hey there everyone, this is Bob Martin, the RCSubGuy with the Nautilus.com, and I want to share with you the long-awaited overview of our new 300 Series SubDriver. Let's get into it. All right, just a bit of a preamble here. Everything that you see here is based upon the shoulders of other giants, and one in particular is David Merriman III, who engineered the original D&D watertight cylinder as well as the SubDriver itself. So a lot of the innovations that you'll see in this cylinder are a result of his engineering and hard work. So a big shout out to David Merriman. Having said that, there are many upgrades and enhancements that I have incorporated into this new cylinder, and I'm excited to show them to you. Let's take a look at this cylinder up close and personal. All right, general overview and construction. End caps are all manufactured from a high-strength nylon style plastic. The tubing is polycarbonate, again, exceptionally high strength, and unlike acrylic, is not prone to shattering if it is impacted. The other thing that we've got here is a clear conduit running through the ballast tank. And one of the big features of this is the sealing system, and that seal actually takes place on the face of the cylinder sections, not on the inside diameter. There's a lot of reasons behind that, namely because you cannot control the tolerances for the inside diameter of polycarbonate or acrylic, and so it makes it exceptionally difficult to get the tolerances perfect for the fitment of those seals. So this is more of an OTW style sealing system. Let's take a look at the back here. All of the cylinders have the option for either a single motor or a dual motor setup. So you can have a single shaft or dual shaft setup. All of the cylinders come with the full-sized servos pre-installed and tested. We have high-quality cup seals that are incorporated into the bulkhead, and those seals are easily replaceable with the actual seal insert if, for whatever reason, they were to start to leak down the road. We have integrated equipment tray in here that rides on these rails. Dual high output air pumps that come pre-plumbed and pre-wired with the 2IS ballast pump switch. Inside here is the vent servo that runs through the bulkhead, and a seal in there that actuates the vent for the ballast tank. Here we have the intake for the ballast system. This would connect to like a mast or a periscope in the boat, and it would draw the air in through the pumps and blow it into the ballast tank itself. Moving to the back, we've got our battery compartment, and you've got a battery tray in there with lots of room for up to, let's say, like a 3300 milliamp hour lithium polymer battery. And then we've got our forward servos, two full-size servos there. So you've got an output for your forward dive planes and, say for example, retracting bow planes or torpedo shutters. You'll notice these gray units on there. Those are linear servo output adapters that are featured fore and aft. So this gives true linear movement to these shafts. That saves on friction, and it also makes for increased longevity for your seals. The other thing is up at the front, they all come integrated with this test tube, which allows you to submerge your cylinder at any time, blow into the tube, check for leaks prior to heading out to the pond. All right, let's take a little bit of a closer look at the motor bulkhead end of this cylinder. To get access, you just basically loosen off these shafts, and they pull all the way out here. And they come with seals that seal against the face of the bulkhead to make sure that no water gets into the cylinder through those holes. The other thing to note while I take this out is that all of these knurled nuts are actually set up with hexes so that you can utilize an Allen wrench to tighten them down if you want, although I recommend just going finger tight. So pulling this out, this is our motor bulkhead. You can see twin electronic speed controllers, again, fully pre-wired and ready to go for your final installation and connection to main power and to your receiver. That's just a closer look at the linear servo outputs right there. Everything comes apart into their respective components, making access for maintenance, upgrade, and repair exceptionally easy. Let's talk about the ballast system here. There's two configurations that you can set this cylinder up for. The one that it comes pre-configured for is referred to as snort. That's the most reliable and safest setup for your submarine. Basically, this goes straight up into the mast of your boat, straight through the pumps, and into the ballast tank. So there is no way for water to get ingress into the dry compartments of your submarine. Now, the drawback to this is that in order to blow the ballast tank, you do need to have the intake for the ballast above the surfaced water line at that time. Alternatively, you can incorporate the gas backup system, which would allow you to blow ballast while fully submerged. But back to the snort system, this is how everything comes pre-configured. Now, alternatively, what you can do is purchase the optional snorkel intake valve, and this is I guess you would call it solid state. There's no moving parts. It utilizes a very specialized membrane that allows air through but not water. So the setup for the SAS or semi-aspirated system that David Merriman engineered, this would go on the end and be incorporated up into the top of the sail as high as possible. But the intake would actually be removed from the pump, so the air would get blown directly into the dry compartment, and the pumps would pull air from the dry compartment as well. So as you can see, it does create a bit of a failure point in that if the snorkel allows water in, you'll actually be drawing water into the dry compartment. But on the flip side, it does allow for full static diving of your submarine without the need for a gas backup system. All right, two options when you order these cylinders. One is that semi-aspirated snorkel intake valve, and the other one is the gas backup system. Now, the gas backup system incorporates an integrated mounting bracket that's already part of that pump bulkhead. Basically, the Schrader valve mounts directly in there, and the ballast linkage actuates that blow valve automatically. The only thing that you need to do for installation, undo these bolts, pop it open, insert that into the bulkhead, drill a small hole for the gas chamber, mount it in the top, and you're ready to go. So in an effort to make these cylinders as flexible as possible, when you order, you have a few options. One is the length of the ballast tank, and that can be anything up to 12 inches in overall length. The other option that you have is actually to go from, rather than a 3-inch diameter ballast tank, we also offer the option of a 3 3/4 inch diameter ballast tank. That allows you to shorten it up, make it a little wider, and that's much better for larger boats. With a ballast tank, you want them as short and fat as possible. So that's the other option that you have when you order the watertight cylinder. Now, I've got on the website, when you check the product description out, some information there about calculating ballast capacity and how big to order your ballast tank size. If you have any questions, by all means, reach out to me and we can work through that together prior to ordering. So what you see before me here is actually everything that you get when you purchase the 300 Series SubDriver package. Obviously, the cylinder itself with the pre-assembled bulkheads, The speed controller's wired in, the pump controller wired in, the ballast system fully set up, tested, and ready to go. Other things that you get, you've got your battery eliminator circuit. In the case of a dual motor unit. With a single motor, actually, the electronic speed controllers have an integrated battery eliminator circuit. You got your main power cable for running through the center of the cylinder. Comes with the XT60 connectors for power, 2 spare cup seals, 4 spare knurled nut seals. Comes with 4 of our click-on heavy-duty click-on magnetic linkage connectors, 4 spare seals for the cylinder ends. It's got 2 servo extensions for the forward servos, a fuse, and instructions for the 2IS unit itself. Again, the snorkel is optional. It needs to be purchased separately. The gas backup is optional, needs to be purchased separately. So there you go. The complete package of our new 300 Series SubDriver. I am working on our 250 series, which is a 2.5-inch diameter cylinder. Hope to have that launched very soon. Well, there you go, guys. Overview of our new 300 series SubDriver units. Thank you for your patience while we work diligently to get these set up for you. If you have any questions about the operation or setup of these units, by all means reach out anytime. Bob at NautilusDrydocks.com. I would love to help you out. These products are now live on the website. You can order them now. Dive Tribe members get a discount, so membership does have its privileges. Certainly, if you're not already a member, highly consider it. It would be worthwhile right off the bat. With that, I am going to leave you. Thank you for joining me, and we will catch you next time.